What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, my name is Kaylin. Not Kayleen, not Caitlin. My name is Kaylin. Everyone calls me Kay. You're free to call me Kay. We're friends here. But today I am going to share with y'all why I am about to ruin my credit score on purpose. I know that sounds crazy. I know y'all are probably like, what? Right? But listen, I thought this through. I thought it through. This isn't just me being totally irresponsible. What I'm doing for me is a calculated move to make a shift from paying so much money in debt to now taking that money and investing it in a money making asset. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you guys the breakdown of what that looks like for me, why I'm doing it, and what my overall plan is. So let's get into it. Why ruin my credit? All right, I know that goes against all the conventional advice that the financial gurus and fiduciaries have been giving us. They always preach how credit is so important, how your credit score is so important, and I do agree with that. I do agree that credit is important. It's important to be responsible with your credit report, your credit score, and try to build your credit score out to be as great as possible. So I think where the ball has been dropped or has previously been dropped is that we don't always learn about using our credit score as a tool. A lot of people kind of overvalue the credit score itself. Being able to say, I have a 750, I have a 780, I have an 800 credit score, but we're not really taught how to really use it as a tool. People use their credit to essentially fund a life that they can't really afford. And I myself fell victim to that. 760 credit score, I have a Chase card, a Discover card, an American Express card, Capital One card. Balances, a lot of the balances were somewhat mid, you know, where like the $4,500 balances. At one point, my Discover card was like a $10,000 balance. Like, I find myself a lot of the times having more months left than I did money. To be honest about it, I am in a position right now where I am very much so living paycheck to paycheck, as most Americans are. Sometimes your girl don't know where the money is gonna come from. Okay, I'm not making enough in my job to sometimes sustain just a basic, everyday, basic needs met life. And that I've been relying on credit a lot to be almost like a supplemental income, which you cannot do because at the end of the day, you have to pay the money back. It doesn't seem like a lot in the moment, but when you're using the cards here and there and using them here and there to pay for things that you don't have the money to pay for at the time, right, that stuff, it catches up to you. Currently right now, my credit score is in somewhere in like the 690s. I know for a fact I have at least 12,000, 13,000 in credit card debt alone. That does not include, I have a personal loan. I did think of other ways before I decided that I was just gonna like ruin the credit score. Because my debt to income ratio is so high right now, I can't get approved for anything, for nothing, not a tip. I make about, which I don't mind being super transparent so you guys really understand why I made this decision. I get paid twice a month. Let's say I'm bringing in about $1,500 every time I get paid. First paycheck goes towards rent, right? Rent takes about 90% of that paycheck. So then my second paycheck, which is another, let's say $1,500 a month, I'm paying $1,200 a month in debt payments. So that's all my credit cards, as well as a personal loan. Capital One, Chase, Discover, they're getting theirs every month. They get theirs every month, on time, never late. But I am struggling to feed myself. It just didn't make sense to me. It just did not make sense to me. You know, I've been getting more into like watching different things and intaking different things, and there's this guy on YouTube, I won't say his name. One thing he said that really stood out to me was the difference in how poor, the middle class, and the wealthy think about money. Poor people view money as a thing to just pay bills, pay debt. Middle class view money as a tool to build credit and then use the credit to pay for things that they can't really afford. And then to use the money to pay the balances on the credit to keep a good credit score to get more things that they can't really afford. And then the wealthy view money as a tool to obtain money-making assets. I have this money, and the first thing a wealthy person thinks is, how can I use this money to obtain an asset that's gonna make me more money? And that sat with me of like, dang, that's really high. It really did create a shift for me. And I was like, I need to start utilizing money as a tool to make me more money. Okay, if I have to Uber Eats for a little while to have some more extra money coming in. Okay, if I have to pick up a second job for a little while to have some extra money coming in. But that can't be it's not gonna be the solution. I'm going to have to start using money to go into things that are gonna make me more money. Ideally, things that I don't really have to do too much, right? You get it set up the first time and then it just keeps making you money. That's where this idea came from. We have a 3-month plan to get this started, right? So this is my 3-month plan to get it started. So first things first is I'm stopping all debt payments. That's credit cards, the personal loan, student loan. It's about $1,200 in debt payments every month. For the next 3 months, October, November, December, I will not be paying $1 to any of those people that I owe money. Why 3 months specifically? In order to invest in what I'm going to be doing, it really is going to only take me about $3,000 to get it started. The 3 months makes time for me because it is a sufficient time for me to build up the cash reserves that I need to get started in the rental investment that I'm going to be doing. So every month it's about $11.97 in debt payments times the 3 months. That's going to be about $35.91, so $3,591. So that would give me $3,500 to get started. After the 3 months, I will get back to making the payments. We'll have to see what that looks like, right? So obviously with this, there's going to come a great risk, right? There's going to be a great reward in it to me, but there's going to come a great risk, right? So I run the risk of the late fees accumulating, the interest accumulating, closed accounts, the damage it's going to do to my credit score. But what I'm going to do with the money that I save, to me, is going to be a greater reward. I have to do this. I have to do this for me. I have to do this for me. And it just is what it is. I'm just willing to take that risk, right? Okay, so let's get into what the money-making asset is. What I'm going to be investing in right now is going to be a joint venture with a dear friend of mine who does rental cars. I trust his expertise, and I've watched him make money with other people. And to know that I'm so close to him, this is somebody that I can literally reach out and touch anytime I want to. That sounds crazy, but like, that's just how close we are. So to have sat back and watched him make thousands of dollars with other people, like a light bulb went off in my head, like, what the fuck? I need to be on your team. Like, you mean to tell me if I invest in a car with you, this car can make us X amount of money a month? In the short term, right, I'm gonna have a really big hit to my credit, right? My credit score is gonna decrease significantly. My credit report is going to be trash. But the important thing to remember for me is that credit can be rebuilt. Credit reports can be fixed. Credit scores can increase. I can fix those things. In the long term, I am now going to have an asset that makes me money every month. I don't even have to do any work. I don't have to promote. I don't have to deal with clients or customers. All I'm going to be doing is waiting every month for my business partner to send me my cuts. The overall goal is to have that extra cash flow coming in, right? Now I pay for everything, including debt, just off of my paycheck. The car itself is gonna make anywhere between $1,000, $1,600 a month, and then we're gonna split that. So I'm going to make anywhere between $500 and $800 a month.
Okay.
Are you busy? You're live on my YouTube channel right now. I'm recording a video. Can you kind of break down what it means to, like, you know, go into a partnership with you? What does it look like to JV with you? What does that really mean?
Mainly we can JV for like joint venture, as in like go 50-50 on our car, to where we go half and half or 50-50, and we both split the profits on whatever happens with the car goes on to the car. We both split it down the middle. Another way we can also do where you actually own the car yourself, and I actually just grab it and put it on my platform, and you take 70, I take 30.
Obviously, you have experience in not just the rental car game, but actually doing partnerships and JVing with other people. I'm not going to be the first JV you've done. I know personally a few people that you JV with. Without telling too much of your business, can you kind of give like a summary of like the success you've had with JVing with other people, and like let me know, like, you know, kind of what the money is gonna look like as your partner, and like how much work do I have to put into this partnership?
Okay, that's a good question. So basically, I'm basically gonna have it on my fleet. Either it's the 50-50 partnership or it's the joint venture where it's your car and I'm taking over it. I'm pretty much gonna control everything. You really pretty much don't do nothing. All you got to do is just worry about any maintenance that needs to be done with it. Insurance, you're going to take care of that, obviously, on the third party part. Like, if it's your car, and then if it's me and your car with the 50-50 joint venture, we both just split that down the middle. As far as the 50-50 partnership, you're looking at between nowhere of like $500 to $800 a month. And if it's just your car outright, then you could be looking between $900 to $1,200 plus. Or no, it just depending on how the months went and, you know, what maintenance you had to pay, because we always factor into the month.
So when you say $500 to $800 a month, are you saying that the car is making $500 to $800 a month and then we split that? Or are you saying that my split of what the car makes is between $500 and $800 a month?
The car the net gross could be in the month, could be $1,500 on up, depending, you know. Anything that had to be paid for the car, we take that out of the net gross, and then whatever left over, then that's basically what we split down the middle on actually the net profit. So that's why you would actually get it between $500 and $800, because it's just all depending on what expenses we had to take.
Can you give just really quick some of the risks are with running a car rental business?
Like I explained to you before, this is a very, very high-risk business. So it's like, well, we can have the car for 2 years, or we can have the car for 2 days. And it can be totaled, and as long as you understand it's a very high risk, people get into accidents on a daily basis. It may not be your client, it may be the other person's problem that got a situation. So you never know. Each one is different, but yes, very high-risk business, and anything liable to happen.
But as someone who's been in the game for about 4 years now, do you feel like the risk is worth it?
Hearing it from me, most definitely, I wouldn't be in it if I didn't see the reward, because I'm a risk taker myself. But all these risks that I continue to take, it continue to pay off. So, hey man, I'm in it for the long haul, just to be honest with you.
I know this person and I trust this person, so please don't think that I just like met a random person off the internet that I'm finna give money to. No, it's nothing like that. And I've watched this person make a living off his business. He loves what he do. He's just super passionate about it, so I trust him through and through. Don't come trying to cut into my money. But he does drop a lot of gems and stuff on his Instagram, so you guys can check out his Instagram. I'll put it below. I believe it's _ Mike Beasley Global _ but just in case I said it wrong, I will put it on the screen. He has found his niche in his market, and he has just been like killing it. So if you want to learn more about that and what that looks like, then you guys can go check his Instagram out. But let's get back into the video. $500 and $800 a month coming in addition to what I make for my job. Can y'all imagine the difference that's gonna make for me financially? So the money I make for the car, that immediately is gonna go, guess what that's gonna go to? That's gonna go straight to paying some of those debts off. That way the debts are not eating away $1,200 worth of my paycheck. Now with the additional money I have coming in from taking this money and putting it into this asset, I'm only taking $400, $500 of my own money to be in addition to what the car is making for me to start paying that debt off. That's gonna give me a tremendous relief. Now in that, with every investment, of course there is risk. I understand the risk. I've talked to him about the risk. Just something that comes with it, and it's just something that right now I'm willing to accept. A client can go out and total the car. It might be a slow month and the car is not booked for the entire month, and so maybe it didn't make as much as he thought it was gonna make. I'm just at a point in my life where I'm just ready to take the risk if it means making a difference for me. Obviously, I am anticipating the consequences of this decision that I'm making. I am anticipating the drop in my credit score. I am anticipating being blown up by my creditors and possibly collectors. But the goal is to, of course, once I have more money coming in, rebuild the credit. Again, this is not going to be the end all be all for me. So I know when people hear this, they might think like, why would you purposely ruin your credit? Because guess what? Credit can be rebuilt. Credit can be fixed. Think about everyone who ruins their credit doing it irresponsibly and then turns around and rebuilds it years later. I'm ruining it for what I feel like is a good reason. This is not advice to anyone. I am going to document how this goes for me. There's not going to be much happening within the next 3 months, because the next 3 months is just me saving. I will obviously document the journey of like what's happening to my credit while this is happening, how the saving process is going, and then you'll see me on the other side of it where, you know, the investment is working in my favor, because I speak over my life that it is going to work in my favor. And we have that extra money coming in, and that's only going to lead to more investments into more cars and into real estate and into other things. Yeah, it's going to be good. But all in all, this is not me giving advice. This is not a strategy that I am telling other people that they should do. All I am saying is just take a step back and think about where you are financially, and just think of some ways that you can bring more income producing assets into your life, so that you are not paying for everything with the money you make with a job where you have exchanged your time for the money. So all in all, again, I'm going to be ruining my credit score on purpose, because I am going to take the money that I was paying all my debtors. Is that the word? Collectors. Is that the word? Lenders. The $1,200 a month that I was giving them while I'm over here struggling to eat, I am taking that money and redirecting it into a money-making asset, so that I can have more money coming in where I can pay them, but also I'm good as well. The credit score, pray for my credit score. Pray for it. It's gonna drop, and that's okay, because we're gonna rebuild it later. Every time a paycheck comes in, the bills will get paid, because the roof over my head will always be secure. But after that, how is this money going to make me more money? That's what I want my thought process to be. So I know I'm a very long-winded person, and sometimes I don't really explain things the best, so I hope you guys really get what I was saying in this video. And listen, comment down below, let me know your thoughts on what I'm doing. I know it is very unconventional and it sounds blasphemous, but you know, let me know your thoughts down below on what you think about what I'm doing. Let me know if you really understand like the overall vision for what I'm doing, or if you think I'm just batshit crazy and that I shouldn't do it. Like, if you want to just follow the journey and see how this ends for me, you know, subscribe, and we'll take the journey together. And that I am out. I'm gonna go get me something to eat because I am starving. So I'll catch y'all later in another video. Peace.